Prior to the 2016 Toombs County High School football season, Bulldogs senior Lane Adams had never played the sport. Instead, he was best known for doing this.
There's a ball hit to Lane Adams. He dives, he makes the play. He gets up, he throws to first, and he got him. Wow, that's big league.
Yeah, making great defensive plays. In fact, in his sophomore season in 2014, Lane did not make an error on defense all season long. And he was voted the team's best defensive player, and he was Region 1 AAA honorable mention. But Lane can also swing the stick. Here's Lane hitting the ball up high in the air and deep to right field. Kimbrell running back to the fence, and this ball's off the base of the fence, and Lane Adams running to second base. He's stopping with a Bulldog double. He crushed that ball. In Lane's sports background, he played a lot of recreational and all-star baseball, some rec ball and all-star soccer. He also played golf and basketball, but he never played football until the 2016 season. Read the field in their punt formation. Willie back there to block. How do you get by Willie? It's not easy. They got three right in front of Lane Adams, who will try a coffin corner kick maybe to the left. Let's see. He does. He did this the other day in the scrimmage game and dropped it inside the 15. This one is rolling to the boundary and out. Beautiful kick by the senior Lane Adams. Out of bounds. They're going to give him about the 3 or 4 yard line on that spot. Great punt. And what did Lane do? Well, he averaged 39 yards per kick net with a long of 48. And for his very consistent season booting the ball, he was named first team All-Region 2 AA as a punter. And then he got one more accolade, even bigger than that. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution named him first team All-State AA as a punter.
I mean, it's just a true honor to, I only came out 1 year and put in all that work over the summer, and Coach Hayes and Coach Marsh working with me, and first of all, talking me into playing, and then getting me punting good and just working on my drops and everything every day. It's crazy to think that how far I've come over just 1 year.
Explain the process that got you involved in football. How did the conversations begin? Who initiated it?
Well, when Coach Marsh first got here, he liked me and wanted me to play, but I kept telling him no and no. And then I came to the football workouts for baseball over the summer, and then they just kept talking to me, and Coach Hayes just wanted me to punt. So I was like, well, I might as well just punt for him. And then it just kept going up and up from there.
Why did you originally say no?
Well, I was going to try to focus on baseball over the summer, but I figured football could at least put me in the weight room all the time and, if anything, make me a better baseball player too.
Was there anything that Coach Marsh said that really, I guess, lured you into being a football player? Anything in particular?
Just that it would put me in the weight room every day all throughout the summer and really helped me to become tougher and more mentally strong.
When did you become a football player? What day or month?
It was during the summer. It was probably like the 4th or 5th of workout when the football players were just kind of doing some light stuff after the workouts, and I just kind of hung around after one day and just started punting a little bit.
Were you worried at all? Because you're not a big guy, you're kind of lean. Were you worried about that part of football?
I think my mom was way more than I was, but no, sir, not really. Just try to stay low and don't let them get up under your chin.
I remember the first time I saw you punt, you hit one and it was okay. It wasn't too high and it wasn't too deep. But then I kept noticing that every time I'd see you, like the next day or the next day, you kept getting better and better. And I remember that Thursday, I guess it was, when they had the scrimmage behind the school, and you coffin corner kick, and you just kept doing that. You just kept improving. How would you describe how you kept getting better as a punter?
Just working on the drops every day and getting more and more consistent with them and just pointing my toe as much as I could. And then with the coffin corner, just do the same thing with the drops, just getting that point of the ball down to make it where it hits and it'll come back.
How did you improve your distance and your height? Because that really improved during the season.
Getting more flexible, and then we really focused on pushing the ball out a little bit longer and making me stretch more to go get it, and it really helped out my distance and my height and my spin on the ball. And
it seemed like once you figure out how to do it, you never really hit a bad one. I don't remember you shanking one.
Yes, sir. Once you figure it out and you just get that consistency in your body, then it's just uphill from there.
Well, all punters shank one. Why did you not hit one poorly? It seemed all season long.
just focusing on the ball because I had a great wall in front of me, so I didn't have to never worry about the rush. So just focusing on the ball and my drop and hitting it good.
What were your best punts this season?
Oh, man. The one I remember the most is the one in the Jeff Davis game that I hit from about the 10 that went to the opposite 40. That was probably the best one that I remember because it was nice and high and spun good and turnover at the end.
How do you think the kicking game in general, your punting and also Rick Tedesco's kickoffs and his field goals and all that the special teams did help the Bulldogs in 2016 to be a really good team?
I think it helped tremendously. I mean, Rig worked super hard at practice every day, focusing on field goals and all that. And me and him even had some nice competitions that brung out the best in us at practice. And then Coach Hayes just nailing it in us every day to be the best we could.
Well, you started off as only a punter, but then you became a wide receiver and a defensive back. And did that change, it would have to, your practice approach because you couldn't spend as much time punting?
Yes, sir, it did a lot because I was punting the whole time, then punting just when they were on defense, and then punting only during the little 10-minute special teams period. So it changed from practice punting the whole time to maybe 5 minutes of it. But I had to stay after practice a few times and work on it, and that really helped a lot too.
When the coaching staff decided to put you at wide receiver, what were you thinking then? Were you thinking, I want to be a wide receiver, or I'd just rather be a punter?
Yes, sir. I kept asking them if I could run a few routes, and they finally let me do it, and then it just kind of kept going from there. And then we had a few injuries and stuff on the defensive side, so they asked me to play defensive back, and I actually played that one day and then had to play in the game the next Friday.
And that would be the Telfair game, right?
Yes, sir. That was my first game at defense.
And that was a real throwing team with some really talented wide receivers, and they stick you in there, and you've never done this before, and you did really well in that game. How did you make that happen?
They just told me to stay low in the grass and keep your shoulders over toes to work on your break, and then just like you're playing backyard football, just lock it down one-on-one.
How did you handle the physical part of football coming from baseball, which is not a physical sport? You did play basketball last season, which can be a little physical, but nothing like football. How did you handle that?
You just learn at practice because, I mean, if you're not physical, you're going to end up on your butt somewhere. So you just have to learn how to man up and do it.
I don't remember seeing you get nailed, but then I wasn't at every practice all day long. Did you ever get nailed by anybody?
Oh, yes, sir. A few times. Mark Johnson got the best of me a few times doing one-on-one wide receiver DB stuff. But other than that, I don't think I ever really got rocked during the game, though.
Did you nail anybody?
Nah, I wasn't a big knock your head off kind of guy. But I just kind of hit the legs and wrapped up, brought you to the ground.
What did you like about being a football player?
I just loved being able to call myself a football player and being with those guys. It's just an incredible bond that you don't think that they have, but they do, and they're all so close and tight. It was just a great atmosphere to be around.
And also just the turnaround with the new coaching staff and the fact that the team did so well and made the playoffs. How do you react to what y'all accomplished this year?
It's amazing to go, like 8 years or so and not have playoffs, and then new coaching staff comes in and you go 1 year, and my first year is 1 year that we go and make it to the playoffs, and it was just an incredible thing to experience and say that I was a part of it.
Well, you're not the first Bulldog baseball player to make the transition to football in your senior year. I can name Jake Davis and Patrick Kraft and Brian Jernigan, who all did it. And I think every one of them said they wish they'd done it sooner. They wish they'd played when they were younger. Do you wish the same?
Yes, sir, I do, because after 1 year, I got all this, and it just makes me wonder what I could have done with 3 more.
Well, now that you're an all-state punter, I mean, do you think about maybe punting at the next level? Because many years ago, Jeremy Joyner, he was a baseball player at Presbyterian, but he also was a punter.
Yes, sir, and we've talked about it, and I've got a few calls from colleges up north, little small colleges, but they recognize me, and if anything comes down a little closer and a little bigger, I really might consider it, because, I mean, I like doing it. It's fun, and me and Coach Marsh have talked about doing the punting and the baseball thing, so we'll just see what happens.
What has been the reaction since you became All-State from just anybody or everybody?
just a lot of congratulations and a lot of we're proud of you. And it just feels great to make them proud the way I did.
Is it kind of shocking that you're an all-state football player?
Yes, sir. I would have never guessed in a million years that I would have, the baseball player that I am, been an all-state football player after 1 year.
Would you like to kind of match that in baseball in your senior season and also be an all-state baseball player?
Yes, sir. That would be a true honor to get that as well.
So what are your plans for baseball? What are you doing right now to get ready?
We're working out after school and stuff and going to the field and just trying to get back into the swing of things right now.
And what would you like to accomplish in your senior baseball season?
Just all region, all state, just try to get somewhere to play at the next level.
What do you think the potential is for the 2017 Bulldogs?
I think we should be pretty good, and we should at least make the playoffs and try to make a run.
One thing about your past, I know you played soccer, I know you played baseball, obviously, and now you played football. But when you were young, how much football did you play?
I believe I played 2 seasons because my cousin kept asking me to. I played 2 seasons and switched to soccer. It was like 8, 10-year-olds, I believe.
What positions did you play?
Quarterback, receiver, and running back, for sure.
Were you any good way back then?
I feel like everybody